Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Today on The Real Female Entrepreneurs, we're sitting down with a global force for career confidence, leadership, and intercultural connection. She's a best selling author, award winning career counselor, workplace consultant, and brain science PhD, whose voice may wiggle and jiggle a little bit, but whose message is powerfully clear. Your leadership matters, and she knows how to handle it. From Hopkins to Harvard, she's helping people across 7 regions of the globe activate success, lead with purpose, and create peaceful, productive workplaces. She's a military spouse, a first gen immigrant, and a true global visionary. Please help me welcome the brilliant and unstoppable Dr. Sujata Ives. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angel. It's such an honor to be here. I just love your podcasts.
Thank you. I love having people like you here, Dr. Sujata, and because of what you do for not just your local environment, but for the global environment as a whole, especially for workplaces. They need people like you to get there and encourage them 100%.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I want to know is what brought you into that industry because something had to flip the switch to get you into that industry. It just doesn't happen, correct?
Correct. Absolutely. So what inspired me exactly to become an entrepreneur and to take this road um, are my life experiences in my life circumstances. So, as a Navy wife, we made 19 moves, and some were difficult, some were easy as I looked for jobs. The thing is, how do I keep my professional identity as well as the work life balance? And that was a question that came up very soon after I got married. So you can say that I've had close to 19 jobs in my life, maybe more. I've done everything, been everything from teacher to assistant principal to salesperson, mother, wife, and other roles. Um, I know what it feels like to have bosses that have had different management styles and leadership styles. I've had the experience to work with different coworker personalities, throughout this globe. But the best thing for me, and I knew this as I was going through what I had to go through, the best thing for me, and this was about 15 years ago, I made the decision that having my own uh, private practice and career counseling could afford me to be my own boss, to create my own schedule, and also to write books. And that's something that I love. So, as an introverted extrovert, I think I finally arrived to, a purpose driven life.
Yeah. So 19 moves. You started your business when your children were in their teens. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. And you were still moving. So can you tell me how you balance that?
Yeah, you know, as in everything that life brings your way, I think the critical thing is your head brain, your mindset. And the default in your brain is back here. It's the back brain. Some people call it the monkey brain. So we have to get to the point in our lives where we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You start introspecting and bring in that self-awareness piece, that intention, right? So these are these pieces that can really help you, but you have to be ready for them. You have to keep doing what you're doing, learn from your mistakes, and really come to the point where you're sick and tired of just doing what you've been doing or thinking what you've been thinking. So you reach that point where you say, okay, I'm ready to go from the back brain to the frontal lobe. This is where rational thinking is, right? And I go one step further. In my book, Activate Success, I put down that you can even go a step further from growth mindset to perspicacity. Now, that's a long word. I'll tell you, it's a 5-syllable word, and it simply means wisdom. So you get that wisdom and you listen to your heart brain, your heart brain, which is your head brain and your gut brain, and you start putting it all together in a positive mindset. And that's how you manage, and that's how you navigate. That's how you self-lead, and that's how you can lead other people. We had in my family, for that work and life balance with the teens in the house, we had transparency.
Oh,
you know, dialogues, listening, compromise. Those are the things, other people, we've talked about this before, Angel, off camera. Other people might be fighting and, just dominating, and you have to be right all the time. And those are, behaviors that don't work, and they can even lead to the 52% divorce rate that's in the military community.
Yep, 100%. That is true. So I love the fact with the monkey brain to go to the frontal and then go to the heart, and that's how you balance everything, and that transparency that comes from that. I love that. And so what advice do you have for other women that are trying to build their business and might be struggling a little bit? Because that does happen to us sometimes.
Yes. One of the things that I want to say to emerging leaders, as I call them, and that are at the point where they've made the decision that they want to run their own business, schedule their own hours, connect with the globe, is metacognition.
Explain.
Yeah. Metacognition is how do I think, and why do I think this way? Now, let me explain how I arrived at this metacognition piece. It's because I see a lot of emerging entrepreneurs and emerging leaders have doubt. self-doubt. And we know if we jump into the literature and empirical peer-reviewed journals, we know that doubt is imposter phenomenon. Now, 20 years later, they coined imposter syndrome, right? That's the more trendy verbiage. But 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the originators of the self-doubt, the imposter phenomenon, were scientists, researchers, two women, Dr. Clance and Dr. Ives. And they were from the University of Georgia. And they figured out that this was the self-doubt piece that caused anxiety. Self-efficacy was very low. And this is what was preventing females from thriving and flourishing.
Wow. Okay, we knew it, but the stats of it have just brought it to a new level. Totally. Thank you for that. So now we understand what causes us to actually do those things to stop us and halt us from going forward.
Yes, that metacognition is key. So, when you have those feelings, feel the feelings, treat feelings as visitors.
Oh, cute. Wait, treat the feelings as visitors because they're going to go away, right?
Yes, they're going to come and they're going to go. So, let them come, feel the feelings. You don't have to suppress them or deny them or anything. Feel the feelings, but just be an observer of them and inspect your metacognition. How am I thinking? Why am I thinking this way? And then the next question, why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Is this true or is this is this fake news inside my head? Or, what is this thing?
So I'm thinking of it as a party. I'm thinking as a party right now. I have a party and I have all these visitors coming in and I'm like going, who am I resonating with and who am I not? And who I'm willing, if I can resonate with them, I'm going to talk to them and they're my peeps. And if not, I'm going to shy away from them. Yeah. Oh my God.
Perfect. You got this.
I love the analogy.
Yeah. And, when I was growing up, my favorite game was Connect the Dots. Oh. And so let's connect the dots here, right? So we've connected the dots of those feelings that prevent us from entrepreneurship or prevent us from succeeding or shining. The self-doubt, the negative self-doubt. Talk that we've connected to the metacognition, the thinking, the brain. I want to connect that dot to something else. It's a construct maybe the viewers haven't heard of. It's called strategic umbrage. And it was coined by an FBI investigator. Okay. Strategic umbrage is everything you do counts, however. Everything you do counts, however. The problem is you only count the things that you think count.
Ooh. Oh, that's pinpointing it even a little bit further deeper.
Yes, and this is the thing, Angel, is we're living up here. We're living in just, the water that we can see. but there's so much underneath, right? Like the iceberg theory, where you can see these things up top, but there's this whole iceberg at the bottom. So I want the viewers to really Google these things that I'm talking about, because at this age and stage in my life, I really want to offer wisdom. So it's not only knowledge for the sake of knowledge, but it's knowledge for the sake of wisdom for me.
Yeah. And that wisdom you can share across the board because that's who you are. You're just sharing. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
amazing.
Thank
Amazing. So, all right, you have all this knowledge you have learned and to input to other people. However, how would you take that knowledge and go back and what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Wow, what a great question. You have the best questions, I tell you, Angel. Um, I think so. Here's where I'm going to address my voice.
Okay.
You know, so I have a condition where my vocal cords don't close, and it makes my voice wiggle and jiggle a little bit. And um, so when I was younger, it wasn't so bad, but it's a progressive thing. You get older, your organs get older, your vocal cords get older. Okay, so on and so forth. So what I would tell my self, my 18-year-old self, who thought that she knew everything, um, learn as much as you can from your successes and your failures. And here's the thing, too, right? Is um, when things go your way, the universe has your back. But, sweetheart, when things don't go your way, they're still going your way because the universe has your back.
I call that lessons you have to learn to get to the next step.
That's it.
I love the lessons you have to learn to get to the next step is key. And the only way you do that is by failing, messing up,
That's right.
whatever you want to call it. You want to call it something worse than those two, go for it.
Exactly. It's we have to understand at any age that failure is, keeps us humble. We're not going to get everything 100% of the time. We're just not. And we have to get those coping skills. We have to become resilient, for our mental health, for our well being.
And so bringing up coping skills as well is another key strategy, not only for us to learn them, but for us to teach children or grandchildren.
Yes.
Because if you just constantly are giving to them, can you tell us what happens and why they need those coping skills? You're the brain girl, so I need it from you. I can tell you, but it's going to be in my layman's world. But I'd love to hear that from you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. See, one thing that I hear from mothers, from fathers, from families, caregivers, grandparents is, and they think that they're doing well by saying this, I treat all my kids the same.
Oh,
And okay, I know what you mean when you say that. What you're meaning to say is, I love my children the same. And that's what you're meaning when you say, I treat my children the same. So I want you to, yes, please love them equally, love them for who they are, but treating them the same. It may or may not work for you. So I invite you to think about how your boss, your manager, your leader treats you, if you don't need to be micromanaged and you have a micromanaging boss, how does that make you feel? So it's the same with your kids. Is some kids are going to really be self-driven. They don't need a micromanager. But then you might have another child that really does need to be micromanaged. So my plea to you is really take an assessment of your children's personalities and their needs, because this is Maslow's theory. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. We all, as human beings, have needs from the day that we're born till the day that we pass, till we graduate, right? So when you take that assessment, what are their needs? Some kids are going to need more of your attention. Others won't. Some may have low self-esteem. Some may have high self-esteem. Some may go straight to the top and, hey, I'm fine. I just need to work. And, what can I do in life? What's my purpose? So to summarize this, we want to love children, give them as much love as possible, but really pinpoint what their needs are.
And you just brought up another thing about bosses. They have to understand what each employee needs as well to move forward. So I love the way, because it's being a boss is like being a parent, and you have to understand what each person's need is, their desire, and how they maneuver through. I love the collaboration you put between the two. That really helps.
And my book, Activate Success, has all of these leadership styles that you can incorporate with anybody and any context.
Yeah, we're getting ready to get all that information from you in a minute. So I'm excited about that. So what's one key strategy that has helped you advance in your career? And, I love this part because it could be something that's helped you. Maybe it's something that somebody said, oh, that's not the best fit for you, but you did it anyway and it worked.
I think that networking is the single best way to connect and to collaborate with this globe. I really want people to build bridges and listen more. We just don't know how to engage in active listening skills, and it's a really good thing to cultivate. It's a really good skill because, if you listen more instead of just hearing, physical hearing, just to respond, we really need to listen to build those bridges. Be specific about your niche and your expertise. One mistake that young entrepreneurs or novel entrepreneurs make is that they get on camera and they say, I'm good at everything. You see these LinkedIn profiles where I do everything. I do this. Okay. And then their skills are changing, like their headlines are changing each month, depending on where the trend is. So a really good example here, and I'm not sure about time, but I'll make it quick, Angel, is a long time ago during the O.J. Simpson trial, they brought in something called a blood splatter expert. There were only two blood splatter experts in the world. And they brought in this Dr. Lee. So my point is this, refine your expertise. Be specific in your niche and what you can do for people, because you don't know who's going to call on you and who needs that expertise. that expertise goes with your passion. Don't just get on camera. Don't go on LinkedIn and say you're great at everything, because we know you're not. We know that it takes 10,000 hours to call yourself an expert, right?
Okay.
And that's empirical data too. So, it's don't be like, 1 week you're a change expert, 1 week you're a tech expert, the next week you're something else. Be consistent. It's the consistency that gets you to success. It's the consistency that gets you to your shining moment, and to get, it gets you discovered.
That's it. What's that thing that you're good at? Stick to it. And I mean, it might change if, maybe you find you're not good at it. Okay, I get it. I get it. Let's move the needle, but it probably won't be drastic.
That's it.
Can you share any future plans that you have that we need to keep an eye out for? I think there's one or two.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. So like I showed you before, my first book was Activate Success. I am currently writing a second book. It's going to come out in September. This one is about wisdom, because that's where I am today. I feel that we need wise leaders, wise parents, wise people, wise. We've lost this piece of wisdom somewhere along the way. And, when I was 8 years old, my father asked me, he said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And instead of saying doctor, lawyer, engineer, I said, "I want to be a guru."
A courtroom?
A guru.
Okay.
And it's an Indian word, right? Guru. A guru.
And a guru. A guru.
Yes. And so a guru is a wise person in India. They were all men. And that's exactly what my father said to me, is you can't be a guru because you have to be male, you have to be a man. And that kind of stuck with me through the years. So I want to bring out the wise guru in myself. And so the second book is entitled Wisdom to Know the Difference.
So, yeah, but I believe you are a guru in your industry. So I think that's perfect.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you knew at 8 years old what you wanted to be. Yep. All right. So since you already had a superpower of knowing what you were going to be at 8, what would you want your superpower to be today if you had it for just one day, 24 hours?
This answer, when I looked at it changes week to week, right? But so for today, what's coming up for me at this moment is I wish I had the superpower to speak every single language on earth.
That would be cool. So I just discovered a stat from one of the people I interviewed this past week, is that you can, a baby can, at 6 months old, can learn about 5 languages and come out, not talk about it after, and come out and be able to communicate with it, maybe in their teens or later on down the line. I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool.
That's so wonderful.
I know. It's like,
and what you just said, it's like our brains, they're wired for language.
I think, I wish I would have started sooner. So, but yeah, that would be the coolest thing, because you can communicate globally. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
What's one fun fact about you that not a lot of people know about?
Oh, this is so funny. I've used this before in different, circles and at work and with my clients, and they never guess this, right? There's this game called Two Truths and a
Oh,
Lie, right? You're familiar with that,
yeah.
okay? Anyways, I am a certified scuba diver.
Well, but I can really see that. I mean, you've traveled to 19 locations. I'm sure you were on some amazing island. And I mean, you probably got to scuba dive often. So I can see you getting certified in that. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
So where did you get certified at?
Oh, that was St. Croix. Yeah, the US Virgin Islands.
Uh,
And, before that, as a teenager, I had this job of lifeguarding.
uh,
And I just love the water. I love swimming. It's just a whole different universe, at the bottom of the ocean.
it's so peaceful. It's just
It's so,
quiet.
yes, so
Mhm,
peaceful.
mhm. All right, favorite book. Tell us about your own
Okay.
first again and where we can get it at.
Okay. So here it is. It's Activate Success, and you can get it on Amazon. It's on Kindle also. The second book will be the same. You can, go on Amazon and you can get it on Kindle. So I love to read. I love to read for knowledge and growth and adaptability, and get those lessons, extract those lessons. I love classic books. So I made a list in my head of my favorites. One of my favorites is uh, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh,
It's by Alexander Dumas, and it's a great story because the good guy wins at the end, and it's so great. It just makes you feel so good.
all right. What about a song of songs?
A song, when I was, up and coming, moving about and trying to get somewhere, I would put on a song called Hold On by Wilson Phillips. It's by women, the women have created it, they wrote it. It's a great song.
It is a good song. And I think you had one more you told me about.
Yeah, Mariah Carey's Hero.
Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That one's great. What about a favorite quote?
Favorite quote has to be from my birth country, Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "Be the change that you wish to see in this world."
Yep, definitely. That one's like comes to heart all the time. What is the best way for our audience to stay in touch with you?
I think the best way to catch me is on my, there's two ways on my website, which is drsujataives.com. But please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty active there. So tell me who you are, share your story. I love narrative storytelling, and I'd love to connect with you.
Yeah, and I think you have something cool you do. You have giveaways, and tell me how you do that.
Yes. So I just want this world to grow and evolve. So it's free. If you go on drsujataives.com, you will find all kinds of free material. And I like to change it like every 2 months or so. So, just go back and visit and just download those pieces.
That's amazing. I love how you change it up for them to get something different every couple of months. That's amazing. And you know what? What else would you like to leave our audience with today?
Uh, I want the audience to know that there are two most important days in your life. This is a quote by Mark Twain. The two most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day that you figure out why. So be yourself, find yourself, find your passion, let other people do them, right? But find yourself so you can fulfill the why you were put on this earth.
Oh my God, that is so amazing. And you know what? Those are the two most important dates for sure. Those dates resonate with me. So I love that. And so, Dr. Sujata, thank you for being here with us so much.
My pleasure.
Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.